Man, this is going to be hard. This thing's heavy. So, I thought it'd be a good idea to go live with my iPad since my phone went dead, but man, this thing's heavy. Well, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, oh, you know what I could do? I could set lower on the porch. I could set it in one of these chairs. That might be a thing, huh? We'll just sit on the lower step. Yeah, there you go. I think that works. It's slowly sliding down. uh, oh, that's hilarious. Okay, well, hopefully it'll stop sliding eventually. So, yeah, I thought I'd go live a little bit sideways. Okay, that's kind of driving me nuts here. Hold on. Okay, you just have to center it. Okay, I'm not happy with that. Oh, that's hilarious. Be patient with me. Okay, there we go. That works.
You got it? You should
Yeah,
put
yeah.
your chat up so you can see some people saying hi.
Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to. Is this the chat here? Looks like it. Nope.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how to work iPad. I'm an Android guy. Well, my wife can tell me the messages. It's fine. Oh, another right here in the corner. Top chat, live chat. Whatever. She can read them to me. Who cares? So anyway, yeah, the Android phone went dead because I didn't plug it in last night. I went live with my members only, and then I realized I was down to like 10%. So thought, oh, I'll just try it with the iPad. Whatever, it works. I hate the iPad. It it has some stuff that's good, and I got it for that reason, mostly for like editing and stuff. The apps that Apple gives you more choices, but other than that, yeah, this thing almost never gets used. So maybe I should get some of my money's worth. Oh, let me drink here.
Says Everett Coleman said hi.
Hey, Everett. My wife's telling me what everybody's saying here. So anyway, enough of that. So mostly why I wanted to go live on here is I just had a lot going on here lately. I you know, Walmart Rich and myself, we have a podcast that we've started. I think we've got 3 episodes up. 2 of them actually have guests on them, and we've got multiple episodes that are ready to go. So I mean, we're pretty good for a little while. And if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. It's called Driven, the number 2, Discuss. And it's been fun. I mean, mostly we've just been talking. We're talking about trucking, of course. But I mean, we're just kind of hanging out and talking about whatever, too. Um, we had Dirty Broke on, which I don't know. Dirty Broke 215. He's a guy that works for Gemini, and he hauls fuel. Um, it's Love's Truck Stop owns, I guess that's their trucking company, Gemini Incorporated. And great guy. I've been on his podcast. It's called the Track Podcast. And so we had him on, and we had a really nice conversation. So if you haven't checked it out, go check that out. Talked about financial stuff, Harley Davidson. I think there was even a joke in there about a pee bottle. So, and oh, who else do we have on there? We had a now this is a mouthful. I always forget. What is it? He is a corporate logistics manager.
Yeah.
And his name is Dave B. And he has a podcast also. We had him on our podcast, but the podcast he does with 2 other guys is called Ship is Gonna Happen. Make sure you put the P in there. And those guys are pretty fun to listen to. I listen to their podcast. Anyway, we had him on, and he had some pretty interesting things to say about, um, well, like what it costs to get these loads, to like owner operators and that, what it costs per mile and that kind of thing. He's one of the guys that sets the amount. I mean, of course, he can't decide just on his own, whatever. I mean, it has to do with what they can afford and what they can get away with and that kind of thing. And so he filled us in on how that works, and that was interesting. The tariffs, that was a big conversation we had, because that's the number one thing that affects him because he deals with freight that's going like out of the country, into the country, or going into Mexico or Canada, and um, it sounds like it's been one hell of a situation for him. But it makes me think. I'm so glad I work for Walmart because I don't even think about that kind of stuff. How much you're going to get per mile, or you know what, whether we're going to have more loads because of tariffs or whatever. I mean, it's just out of sight, out of mind. But it is interesting to know about it. So we had him on the channel. That was a good one. And we got a few more people coming too. So if you guys get a chance, check it out. It's called Driven, the number two, Discuss. And, keep in mind, it's like our third episode, so we're getting better. It's not bad. I mean, my hopes would be there'd be more laughter and good times than just joking around. I'm a little stiff. I need to loosen up and get a little more exciting. Or a little more excited. I was watching a couple of the episodes and I'm like, man, I took some sleepy time medicine. I think I was ready to fall asleep there, so I need to get a little more excited. But we'll get into it. It'll get better, So check it out. And if you guys know anybody that is, like somebody that's a trucker that's like they haul specialty loads, or maybe somebody that's in logistics, or it could be a dispatcher, could be somebody that owns a trucking company, owner operator, whatever, somebody that would have something to offer to the podcast, send them our way. Because we're wanting to do this every week, and it is not easy trying to get guests every week. And so, yeah, if you guys have suggestions, send them my way. Just send them to my email, Don at 20plustrucking.com. And then, and if you know of any crazy news stories that are just, kind of off the wall or whatever, preferably it has to do with trucking, or it doesn't, whatever. Send those to Rich. I don't have his email right now, but if you check out our podcast, you'll see his email in the description. And yeah, I would really appreciate it. Kind of help us get this thing going. There's a few people we're thinking about inviting, some bigger YouTubers. They may blow us up and not say anything, or they might, give us a chance and become a guest on there. We'll see. I'm not going to say any names right now because, you know, we may not get any of them, so I just don't want to get anybody's hopes up. So, yeah, that's what one of the things that's been going on.
A channel called Marine Corp said hi.
Marine Corps. Hey, how's it going?
King AK80 hi.
Cool. Hi, how you doing? King?
Big Moist manual transmission or versus automatic.
Is that what Big Moist said?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, when I got a manual, um, no, I'm sorry. When I got an automatic working at Walmart, I thought that was the end. I'm like, yeah, the heck with this. I'm done. I'm just gonna go drive somewhere else. I know they pay a lot and it's really a great job, but I'm not dealing with this. But I think I'm like most people, probably spent more money than I should have, and I need to work. I have to work. And so after a few weeks, and if you watch some of my older videos on that, I kind of dramatized it a little bit, but you know what? Yeah, automatic's pretty cool, man. I'm good. I mean, if I was doing something specialty, like I was doing heavy haul or oversized or something, or, something like that, maybe a construction type vehicle, yeah, no automatic, definitely. But doing what I'm doing, yeah, automatic all the way. Hell yeah. It is so comfortable. It works fine. My biggest fear was that it wasn't going to work well in snow because, out of Red Bluff, we go through a lot of snow because we go over Donner Pass or Snoqualmie or something like that, and other passes. And I thought for sure, oh yeah, this thing's just going to be all over the road. This is not safe. And after the first winter went by, I was like, nope, no, it works just fine. Um, you know, so yeah, automatic's good.
Do it right engine repair
Do it right, engine repair.
said hi, and
Hey,
do you have any major complaints on trucking?
major complaints on trucking? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm a truck driver. I got lots of major complaints about trucking. Is it just me bitching and complaining, or is it legit? Yeah, I guess in trucking in general, I mean, I think that I personally think that a lot of these companies are just being greedy, not paying the drivers what they should be getting paid, or at least better than they're getting paid now. I mean, because you look at some of these companies and, you know, they got thousands of trucks, they got beautiful facilities, they got a lot of chiefs and less Indians, it seems like. Um, and it's like, you can't afford to pay your drivers a little more. It's kind of like that thing, let's see what I can get away with. And yeah, that's one of my biggest complaints about truck driving. Now, I'm not saying hand money out to just any driver just because they have a CDL. Um, you know, good drivers. And you'll get good drivers if you pay more. So, yeah, that's one of my number one complaints. I think my other complaint is that um, the training that drivers get is a joke. Um, what normally what is it like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and the training they're getting in a lot of these mega carriers is, well, don't crash me, because I'm going to be sleeping in the bunk, and we just need to pass you. As long as you can pass all this stuff, then you can move on. Versus, no, we need to teach you to be a great, have a great start being a truck driver, and there's just not a lot of enthusiasm in that. I'm sure a lot of trainers in that might say, well, yeah, we don't get paid enough or something like that. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But whatever the excuse is, I don't think there's any excuse to, you know, drivers, they get quote unquote trained, they go to another job, and then they're crashing, they're causing all these problems. They don't know a lot of stuff. There's no excuse for that. That's one of my biggest complaints. And you know what? I got to give Walmart this. We have that associate to driver program, which means if you work at a Walmart store, a club like a Sam's Club or whatever, or a DC, if you work here 1 year, then you qualify to sign up. Just sign up. It doesn't mean you're going to accept it, but sign up to get the Walmart training. It's the only people that can get it. I know there's a lot of confusion out there. I get emails, not every day, but at least a couple a week saying, how do I get, I'm just going to do the Walmart training and this. And it's like, you work at Walmart? And they said, no. And I said, you're not getting the Walmart training then. But if you have that, you can do it. They do 12 weeks. I personally know that is good training. Not because I've been trained by them, but I know some of the trainers. I've um, I've looked at this in depth, and it's pretty hardcore. I mean, they're making sure you know how to drive, and literally you can be in this program for, I don't even know, let's say 8 weeks, and if they think you're not cut out for this, then you're not going to go forward. Now, name a company that's going to do that usually, unless let's say totally like crashed and caused millions of dollars in damage. But I mean, most companies, if you're having a little bit of a hard time or whatever, they're not going to push it. They're just going to be like, oh, it'll be all right. Walmart's like, no, we need to fix this. Whatever it is you're not getting or not doing well at, then we need to give you that training to, get you through, and they'll make sure. So I think that a lot of these drivers that are coming out of this 12-week program are pretty good drivers. Um, you know, there was a lot of negativity in the beginning, but now that we've had, what has it been, 2 years? Might have been 2 years now. I'm not sure. Um, Pretty good results coming out of that. I know that because when I went to Bentonville here months ago, the higher ups in Bentonville said they were very pleased with what was happening there. So, sorry, super long answer on that one. Anything else?
Tony Keys says, heading to Red Bluff tomorrow. Hope to see you one day.
Oh, good. So, what are you heading to Red Bluff for? For training or? or you just drive for Red Bluff and you're on your way up. Yeah, the thing is, I'm out of Red Bluff, but on my Monday I'm in Red Bluff, and then on my Friday I'm in Red Bluff. But everything in between, no. Which I'm not complaining. It's been awesome. For me, I'll get a relay that goes up to Hermiston, Oregon, and a lot of us do. They've set it up to where there's a lot of freight that comes out of LA that needs to go up to, like, Washington, Oregon, whatever, Red Bluff. But so we'll get a lot of relays that drop off in Red Bluff. So it's awesome because my Monday morning, they're like, here's your load, head up to Hermiston. Well, it's 536 miles. So, I mean, it's most of your day. So you have a great first day. Generally, if I get on it, I'll get there in 10 hours, and then I'll have an extra hour to. They'll give me a load, and then I'll run, whatever. Start on my way to Seattle or whatever. And yeah, they use this up there a lot. I really enjoy it. So I don't spend a lot of time in Red Bluff anymore.
Fernie says, can you recommend another company besides Walmart?
Well, yeah, there's quite a few of them. Gemini, I mentioned earlier, that sounds like a really good company. And, depending on your location, you'll be going home every night from most of their positions. That's hauling fuel for Loves. And, well, Mr. By the Mile, I don't know if you guys have watched his channel, but he works for ABF, and that's a union company. Again, location. I can't work for them because I live out in the boonies up here in extreme Northern California. But that would be a great job. I think they probably make more money than us, or as much. What was the other one? Oh, UPS. Dirty Broke on the Track podcast. He had a guy. I can't remember his name, but he had a guy on here 2 weeks ago, and he'd been with UPS for I think a little over a year, and he was just being honest, saying, this is what we get paid, this is how it goes, you know, and I think that's union too, I believe. Um, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm made, in a year or this year anyway, and it sounded really good. So I mean, there's a great company. I think most of these companies are going to want some experience. So I mean, I don't know if you're a new driver. I mean, no matter where you're going to go, if you're looking for a good job, you're going to need, like a 2 years experience without getting any accidents or incidents. I know that's confusing for a lot of people because, they figure, hey, an accident's an accident, right? And actually, no. An incident can be you can land up scraping a pole, in a parking lot, or maybe back into, whatever, a wall or something, and it doesn't hurt the trailer or the wall, but it breaks like the little lens or something on one of your blinkers. That may seem like nothing, like, oh, that's nothing. But if you're honest about it and you tell your company, hey, you know what, I backed into this thing and I broke the light, they may be cool about it and be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Very little damage. It doesn't matter. But a lot of these companies, when they call to verify, you know, they very well may find out that that's an incident and they may not hire you. I know Walmart's one of them. Sorry, I got a mosquito that's trying to get me. They find out about that and they won't hire you. You know, I know that sounds harsh, but you know, companies like Walmart, UPS, whatever, ABF, they don't want trouble. They don't want drivers that are going to cause problems and all that. There's too much of an investment in you as a driver to bring somebody on just as a chance. Like, we'll just take a chance on them. Oh, we only had one little thing. They don't want to do that. There's too many other drivers that haven't had accidents or problems or incidents, and they'd rather go with that. I know it sucks, but it's just a reality, and you know. So those are a few that I was thinking.
Hang on, here's a question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do It Right says, how long of daily hours are you looking at Walmart or looking at for Walmart trucking?
Well, for me, I mean, it could be different anywhere because, we're nationwide. So, I mean, it's different situations everywhere. For me personally, I think I work on average probably about 12, 12 and a half hours a day. Um, that's driving and on duty time. That's an average. I mean, there's sometimes I'll do 14, um, 13 and a half or whatever, but 12, 12 and a half is about right. And, that's your pre trips, your post trip, you're getting your paperwork, dropping and hooking, fueling, and then drive time. And, yeah, so I don't know. By the end of the week, it seems like I've done like 60, somewhere around the 60-hour mark, maybe. Yeah, something like that after a 5-day week. Um, I don't know. That seems like that's pretty average. I mean, I know a lot of these other companies, like let's say a Swift or Schneider or something like that, they're driving across country. So, I mean, yeah, you're only going to have drive time and a little tiny bit of like 15 minutes pre trip, 15 minutes fueling, and 15 minutes post trip, if even that. Walmart's different. That first day I may drive 10 hours and go in and get paperwork and then leave for another hour. But then during the week, I may do a grocery DC. So I'll get a load. Maybe it has like 3 different stores. And I'll drive to a store, have to go in, they'll take a few pallets off, and then I'll drive to another store and take a few pallets off. So, I mean, our on duty time is going to be more because, you're going to be getting in and out of the truck more. Walmart is not like regular truck driving where it's like, oh, get all the miles you can, drive all day. It's not always that. I kind of like it. It's a mix. I went on a run not too long. I don't know. It's been about 6 months ago, and I drove from Washington all the way down to Hurricane, Utah, and I'm like driving all day long, with just pedal to the metal, 65 the whole way. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I like getting out of the truck and moving around. God bless you.
Nice.
So, any more questions?
Looks like you're caught up. If you want to keep talking about whatever you're talking about there.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting uncomfortable here because I'm sitting like low. So anyway, so I mentioned the podcast. Yeah, check that out if you get a chance.
Tell
Um,
them again for people that came in.
yeah, so driven to discuss, the number two, discuss. And hopefully we'll get some good conversations on there. There'll be a lot to learn. It's not going to be all Walmart stuff. It's going to be a lot of different trucking examples. So that might be something that's might be more useful to you if you're not really looking to come to Walmart. And as usual, um, you can email me if you are looking to get on with Walmart, or even if you're not, you just need some help talking about, what to expect at driving truck or trying to get a job somewhere. You can still email me. Um, it's Dawn at 20plustrucking.com. So the number 20, the word plus trucking.com. And I'd be glad to help. If you are interested in Walmart, I would appreciate if you use me as a referral. Um, I'll get money for that, and your application will have priority if there is a lot of people applying and there's only like one position. So it doesn't always, help you out. They could have a bunch of positions and not that many people hiring. So, but I'd appreciate that. I was gonna say something else now. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I know what it was. So we gave away the dash cam. Sorry, this is really uncomfortable. We gave away the dash cam. Oh gosh, I can't remember the guy's name. David G. Was it? I think. Anyway, a guy over on the East Coast. We gave it away. He was super thrilled, and so this next month we're gonna give something away again. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a flashlight. I think I brought it out here somewhere.
Keep going. Yeah, wait.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, up.
Up. I may have to get up and get it. Oh, that's way up there. Thank you. So, it's not always going to be like a really high dollar expensive thing. I would like to give away like a Garmin or something like that. I will eventually. and not a cheap one either, a good one. Maybe driver headsets, Blue Parrot or something like that. But I'm thinking about giving away this light here, and sorry, I'm not prepared. I don't. The box is somewhere in the house. But this has been the best little light ever. This thing is awesome. It it's rechargeable, or you can do batteries. It does regular USB and USB C to charge it. So there's a capacitor you can put in here, and so it stays charged all week. And I use this every morning for pre-trip. I use it for post-trip if it's usually light, so I don't use it for post-trip. But I use it when I look in behind the doors at the store. It's like an LED. It's like a flood type light, and then when you zoom it in, it goes to like a square, like a pinpoint, but super bright. I think the lumens are 1300 or 1600. I'll have to look it up. But I'm thinking about giving the slide away. It's got three different settings on it each time you hit it, and then eventually it has two different strobes on it, and then off. But I love this light so much. I was thinking, yeah, I know whoever gets the light's gonna love it. So this is probably gonna be our next giveaway here. I'll let you know for sure here by the first. But like I said, not every month is gonna be some three, four, $500 gift. Sometimes it'll be less. But yeah, just stay tuned for that and check it out. For the Walmart drivers that are on here, though, a lot of you know that we've had our own printing company for quite some time, and we've kind of backed off from it. We got rid of a lot of our equipment, but we still print T-shirts and hoodies and things like that. We have hats done. I didn't do this hat actually. Walmart gave me this hat, but and so we have another company do it, and they do a really good job. And so we do the hoodies mostly in the winter, and it's all like distribution specific. Like it'll say, like 6826 Red Bluff, California, um, private fleet and all that kind of thing. And so now it's summer, nobody wants to buy a hoodie. So tomorrow, I think maybe tonight, but I think it's going to be tomorrow morning early. I think we're releasing all the shirts, like T-shirts. Um, I have to check with my daughter. She's the one that's been putting all that together. But yeah, all the T-shirts. There's multiple different colors. Um, DC specific, and sorry I can't tell you how much because it's my daughter's thing. She's the one that's been putting it together. But they're totally custom. It's not you can one shirt and anybody can buy it. It's DC specific. So anyway, yeah, so that will be at truckerthreads.com. If you look on my channel, and you'll see that we have that. So the word trucker threads, like a thread, truckerthreads.com. And so those shirts will be available tomorrow. And of course, you can still get hats and hoodies and that kind of thing too. So we're releasing that. I have a members only that I got started. And here on my YouTube channel. And basically, I've kind of got that started so that things like what designs we're going to put on the shirts or the hoodies and that kind of thing, I want to get feedback from that group. Um, Matter of fact, we're going to start doing non-Walmart things that are just truck driver related shirts and hoodies and things like that. Sorry, mosquitoes are eating me alive out here. Anyway, so I'm going to start presenting that to my members only, and let them decide yay or nay if they're good or bad or need to be fixed or some ideas and that kind of thing. Um, as far as the gift goes, they're going to decide also, but I needed to just hurry up and decide something, so I did that. But they will be the decider on that um, here coming in the future. And so if you're interested, go check it out. It's actually I want it to be a pretty cool community. I really want to put a lot into it. I just need to get some members to come over. I don't care about making money on the membership or none.
The
That's not
money
why.
goes to what you buy.
Yeah, the money that I get from membership goes to the giveaways and things like that. So I can care less about any money I get from the memberships. I just want to get a community going over there that's separate from just the general public so that we can talk more openly and not have the troubles you have out in the public, especially how bad Walmart is not liked. And so I'm going to start just doing lives. God, I'd like to say every day, but I know that's probably not going to be true, but often. And special videos just for the members, I have a set amount every week. And maybe at some point, um, maybe there could be some kind of meet and greet type thing with my other channel, but my members would definitely be like VIPs on that. I'm just thinking out loud here, but so check out the members only and start giving me some input over there if you're willing to be part of that, and then maybe we can give away some cool items and what all. So what do we got?
Is it true you gotta pass everything every single day at onboarding?
I don't think you have to pass it every single day. When I got hired, I didn't go through an onboarding process. I got hired 18 and a half years ago, so
But you're
but I have heard a lot, and I've been to the school, and I'm pretty sure you don't need to pass everything every day.
maybe if someone's
I
watching,
think, yeah, if somebody's watching that knows the exact details, definitely jump in there and say what they are. But I'm pretty sure you only need to pass like it once on each thing, like the pre-trip, the backing, and the drive. I'm under the impression you only have to pass those one time, and then you're done. But I've been wrong before, so somebody in the chat here, I guarantee you probably knows.
let's see. A cup of Joe trucker. Hey, Walmart driver out of Lawrence, South Carolina.
Oh, Lawrence, right?
Lawrence.
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 Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence, South Carolina. I am familiar with the names because we've sold hoodies to every DC out there. I I know that we've sold quite a few hoodies to that DC actually.
Yeah, made a lot.
Yeah.
JS says, I'll be in Red Bluff on Sunday for onboarding.
Oh, cool. Sunday well, you start Monday, right? Yeah. Cool. There must be quite a few people going because I did a video last week and there was two people there that said they were coming. And somewhere online there was two other people that said they were coming. So I know that we've had a job opening in Red Bluff now for I think it's been like a month now or more, and so I'm guessing we're hiring much more than one person. Of course, the onboarding place was for many locations, so there's that too. So good luck, man. Yeah, see how it goes. Only 8 from what I know. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. You got a message there.
Yeah, it pops up, but I don't get to see the live.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm using an iPad. I don't know how to work this thing, but every now and again I'll get something that pops up with the messages there.
Yeah, it said only 8 from what I know.
So let's see. I talked about the podcast. I talked about the giveaway. I talked about the members only. Talked about the hoodies, which I said. Oh, by the way, you were gone. So the t-shirts are. Is there a? Do you know the price?
I don't remember.
But mostly it's all just DC specific t-shirts,
About
right?
21, $22.
About $21, $22 somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out.
DC specific.
2 declined and 2 replied. Oh, it went away. Yep.
2 declined and 2 never replied to email.
Oh, okay. That's odd. Why would they not reply, I wonder?
I don't know.
So, yeah, so then, yeah, go check that out at truckerthreads.com. I think I pretty much hit everything I wanted to talk about. And, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. And I don't have it in the description here, but if you look at my other videos, I got all my information in there, like my email, and if you want to get a hold of me and talk or whatever, or just everything that we do, there's going to be info in the descriptions of my videos. So, hey, I appreciate you guys showing up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it short because I can't feel my feet anymore, and I need to get up, and the mosquitoes are eating me alive. Y'all have a good night. See you later.